altering changes to the extreme, and definitely have proven that there are no excuses. And I always say, hashtag no excuses. So before we have to say goodbye, I want to just tell you once again, you are extremely impressive. And when your book is done, I will be the first person to buy it.
Ma'am, I'll let you know as soon as it's done.
Thank you so much, Kay, for being here, and you have an amazing week.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.
Hey, thanks and welcome back. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV, here on NowMedia TV. You know, if you're watching us and you've seen my good friend Jennifer Drago a lot, she's going to teach you. She always comes in and teaches you great things, but this is one of the most important things. And you've got to know whether you really are the CEO of your company or not. Because if you own your company, you've got to go ahead and you've got to take leadership and move it to the next level. So Jennifer's going to come in and she's going to talk about what it takes to really be CEO of your company. Take it away, Jennifer.
Welcome to Peak to Profit, where each week we share practical and tactical guidance to help you lead a profitable business. I'm Jennifer Drago, award-winning strategist and business coach. I help businesses develop a laser-focused strategy and roadmap for business growth so that they can earn more, work fewer hours, and amplify their impact. Today we're going to talk about serving as the CEO of your small business. Are you acting as a CEO or are you acting as an employee? If you're a leader in a business that you don't own, I would ask you a similar question. Are you honoring your leadership role and taking time to focus on strategic work that will move your business forward? Or are you at the beck and call of others, their schedules, and their needs? I remember working as an executive and feeling like I had no control of my own schedule. I couldn't make the difference that I needed to in that role until I carved out time in my schedule for strategic work that moved the business forward. Here are some telltale signs that you are acting more like an employee than a leader in your business. Employees generally don't delegate, they don't spend time planning ahead, setting goals, or analyzing business metrics. They go through their days and weeks without a real structured plan or a list of priorities, and they may not be evolving their services because they're too busy wearing all the hats. They also usually do not undertake business building activities like prospecting, selling, marketing, and networking on a regular basis. When you step into your CEO role or your Chief Executive Officer role of your business, a mindset shift occurs. A CEO, in contrast, is going to spend time visioning and planning ahead. A CEO is going to set goals for their business, and they're going to adjust those goals quarterly to keep moving in the right direction of their roadmap. They're going to analyze their business weekly by viewing their dashboards and their financials. A CEO will take action each week, and they will set aside intentional time to do so in order to build their business through networking, creating leads, prospecting for clients, and putting themselves out there in various forms, including social media. They're going to spend time doing deep work, which may be creating content or services that will serve their clients. A CEO will also delegate work that's outside of his or her zone of genius. Early on in the business, this may not be financially feasible to delegate to someone else, but as soon as the CEO builds their path to profitability, they can start delegating work that keeps them in their zone of genius. So let's talk about how you can step into your CEO role if you're currently acting more like an employee in your organization. The first step is to have a vision. One of the most important roles of a leader is to have a vision of where they're taking their business. Take some time to craft a descriptive and inspiring vision for your company. I like to use a vision narrative, which is a series of 6 to 10 statements that, when read together, create a descriptive mental portrait of your business 3 years from now. You can use our free step-by-step workbook to craft one of your very own for your business. Download it at peaktопроfit.com/F/vision. Once you have this vision, you should keep it visible and read it at least weekly, if not daily. I recommend daily. You should also share it with your employees and contractors so they know exactly where you're taking the business and they can work toward that same vision. And don't just communicate it once and then keep it to yourself. Talk about it at every meeting and in every discussion that you have. Help others see how they contribute to making that vision a reality. The next thing you can do to step into your CEO role is to be sure that you have goals for your business. So if you don't have goals right now, I need you to set some. As a CEO, you should have a roadmap of for your business that shows how you're going to work toward that vision narrative or that destination of where you want your business to be in 3 years. Generally, I recommend that you set goals at the beginning of your business's fiscal year and then review and adjust them quarterly. But if you don't have goals right now as you're listening to this, you need to set them for whatever the remainder of your business's fiscal year is. There is never a wrong time to set goals, except not setting goals. That's the only wrong thing that you can do. Don't wait into the beginning of a calendar or the beginning of a fiscal year. Just do it now. And then start again at the beginning of your next fiscal year. The next thing you can do to step into your CEO role is to keep score. After you create your goals, you want to develop an activities-based scorecard that tracks your progress on these goals. I call this your strategic scorecard. I also like to have an operational scorecard that tracks audience, reach, sales, conversions, revenue metrics, whatever metrics are important in your business. The operational scorecard needs to track both lag measures that lag the effort required to create them, as well as lead measures. So, for example, my scorecard includes how many social media posts I do, how many videos I do, how many lives I do, how many podcast hosts did I contact, how many articles did I write. Those are lead-based measures. Those are activities that I can take that are going to pay a future dividend in my business. My lag measures are going to be my audience reach, my number of subscribers, the number of people that I'm connected to, as well as my sales and revenues. So make sure that your scorecard, your operational scorecard, has both lead and lag measures on them, but especially those lead measures. Those are the ones we sometimes miss. The next thing we can do to step into our CEO role is to plan weekly CEO time. To truly be a CEO and not an operational employee running around with your proverbial hair on fire, you need to control your weekly schedule in a few ways. First, at the beginning of your week, typically on a Sunday or on a Monday morning, you want to plan your week ahead according to your goals and priorities. You need to slot in all of your client and personal appointments and other non-negotiables. But then next, you plan your CEO time, which is typically a large block of time or 2 large blocks of times totaling about 4 to 8 hours per week. This is the time that you'll use to update your dashboards, analyze those metrics, set up systems that help you ultimately streamline your business, and to work on those business building tasks, which include those tasks that help you expand your network, your audience, your leads, and your clients. These tasks may include using emails or direct messages to reach out to nourish and create relationships. They may include coffee chats to understand a colleague's business and how the two of you can work together to support each other's business and share clients. Personally, I like to have Monday mornings and Friday afternoons as my CEO time. That's my preference, but you can plan whatever time during your week that works best. Ideally, you want to use the same consistent day and time each week, but I know successful business owners that vary it week to week based on what's going on in their lives and their families' lives. But after you plan your CEO time, guard it with your life. It is so easy to let other things slip into this nice, big, uninterrupted block of time. You'll be tempted, but stay true to the original intent of the time. Plan, create, and build your business. In your weekly planning, you also want to set aside time to accomplish your weekly Big 3 priorities. Now, if weekly planning isn't something that you've tried, I have a free weekly planner that can help you to organize and prioritize your week like a CEO. You can download it on my website at peaktoprofit.com/f/weekly. The next thing that you can do to step into your CEO role is to be sure that you stay in your zone of genius. So it's easy as a business owner, especially when the revenues aren't rolling in the early part of our business. We do everything. We wear all the hats, and it's a great way to control our expenses early on. But when revenue does start coming in, you want to consider what is in your zone of genius and what tasks are better done by others. Some people are great at everything. They can edit videos, they understand social media, they're great at marketing, they're not afraid of public speaking, and they can create all the content that is ever needed in the world. But as a CEO, you need to analyze what tasks are a great use of your time and what tasks could be better delegated to others. Perhaps your genius is creating content, and then you outsource the social media posting and the video editing to others, for example. And one final thought as you step into your CEO role, I want you to remember the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle is widely touted in business and life, and it states that 80% of your output will come from 20% of your input. Said another way, 20% of the things on your to-do list each week will result in 80% of your business results. So you need to be so focused during your CEO time on that 20%. And I'm guessing it's probably those business building activities that we spoke of before. Today's action takeaway for you is to audit your calendar and determine how you can step into your CEO role and stay in your zone of genius instead of acting like as an employee of your business. At a minimum, you can craft your vision and set your goals, and then set aside 4 to 8 hours of non-negotiable time every week to update your scorecards and to work on those business building activities such as marketing, networking, meeting sales prospects, and developing new products and services to serve your customer. As a business strategist, my job is helping you get clearer on yours, including your business vision and strategy. If you need help or just have questions, schedule a free strategy session today on my website at peaktoprofit.com. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion about how to lead your business in true CEO fashion. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Well, thanks, Jen. That was some great information. One of my favorite is the Pareto principle for sure. The 80-20 rule. You got to concentrate on the 20% of the things that bring you 80% of your revenue and profits. One of the best things that you got to do as a business owner. So this is Michael Rager, your business guide. We're going to be right back, and we're going to come back with Kat Trilinos, and she's going to talk to us about creative staging.
Proteja su salud y la de su familia con la cobertura adecuada. Si ustedes, como el resto de nosotros que sabemos que la causa número 1 de bancarrota en el país son costos médicos inesperados debido a una mala cobertura, entonces les recomiendo que escuche con atención. Un copago del 20% de sus gastos médicos originados por una enfermedad como cáncer o un accidente podría eliminar en días los ahorros por los que trabajó toda su vida, sin mencionar la necesidad de tener acceso a los mejores médicos y hospitales tras el tratado en eventos inesperados. Como dueño de una empresa, usted trabaja más duro que los demás y usted es el mayor riesgo. Por eso, cuando se trata de elegir un seguro de salud, es importante obtener la cobertura adecuada para usted y su familia con Clark Health Insurance. Nuestra misión es ayudar a los propietarios de pequeñas empresas, familias y contratistas independientes a elegir el plan de seguro de salud adecuado al costo correcto. Nosotros simplificamos el proceso y respondemos a todas sus preguntas sobre sus opciones de seguro médico y comparamos las políticas y los precios, obteniendo la mejor opción posible para usted. Además, podemos ofrecerle planes de visión y dentales suplementarios que podrían ahorrarle mucho dinero. En cada paso, Clark Health Insurance está dedicado a usted y su familia, enfocándonos en sus necesidades y guiándolo hacia las soluciones correctas. Juntos encontraremos una manera de maximizar su cobertura y minimizar los gastos de su bolsillo. Somos Clark Health Insurance. Proteja su salud y comience a ahorrar dinero en su seguro hoy.
Hey y'all, Fathead here with Fathead Spices. My goal is to give you Texas-made spices, rubs, and food products for all your events. Whether it's outdoor, indoor, or just hanging out at the deer lease, we got you covered. We're proud of our customer service. We want to help you make your food better. One thing's for sure, y'all, life's short, spice it up.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV here on NowMedia Television. I'm your business guide, Michael Rager, your host. And we're going to bring in my good friend, Kat Trelinos. Kat's going to talk to us about corrective staging, the right way to stage your house to get the most profit so you can actually enjoy your next house. Take it away, Kat.
All staging companies are not created equal. So how do you select the best one for your property? I'm going to share with you 6 important things to know to arm you with making the best decision for your property. Although I have personally sold multiple properties in record time for top dollar myself through the magic of staging, it wasn't until I really mastered the art and skill of what I call the most powerful marketing tool that engages all the senses, produces measurable results, and creates the emotion that buyers will justify a higher price for every time. I was then able to duplicate and do what I call corrective staging for each and every home, no matter the size or the layout, resulting in amazing results and almost 100 5-star reviews on house. So enough about me. Let's talk about the top things to look for in a staging company so magic can happen for you. Don't believe the myth that in a strong market you won't benefit from real equity gain by staging. That is the time, even more so, to squeeze every dollar from your potential buyers. If you're a seller, according to the latest national statistics, you will realize a monetary gain of up to 20% gain in the final sales price. And if you're a realtor, that means you just gave yourself a raise in commission. So what do you need to look for? Number 1, training and experience. Staging is an unregulated industry, so you want to look at the level of certifications, how long have they been in business, as well as accomplishments and awards. Are they certified and trained, or possibly just a hobbyist? Number 2, look at their portfolio and design style. This is an important area to look at to see if the company provides the price point of home that you are in, as well as various styles that will complement your house. An established staging company is able to do modern to boho, farmhouse to transitional, but not every company is set up for that. Every company should have a style or a signature that is easily seen in their body of work, and it should be displayed with professional quality photos. A master staging professional customizes that look and feel, taking the demographics of the potential buyer in mind. Number 3, services. When you're looking for a qualified stager, you should also take a look at the scope of services they provide. If you're living in the home, what we call occupied staging, you want an expert who can work with you to help you transform either via virtual or consultation or on-site. Staging companies will offer virtual services to clients all over the country. They're able to bring a wow piece in if they're local and complement the space, make it look fabulous in pictures. Not every company will do this. This can save you thousands of dollars, not to mention time for shopping, etc., and really takes the online pictures, which is your first showing, to the next level. And it makes the difference whether the realtor or a potential homebuyer wants to come and tour the property in the first place. Ask about agreements. How long are they? What are you getting is important to know. Details are important to compare apples to apples. Will you get a punch list or a review after an initial on-site or online consultation? The stager will go through exterior and interior rooms, whether online or in person, and make recommendations for optimal furniture placement, lighting, art, rug, and decor suggestions, and possibly repair recommendations. This is where true magic happens. Clients are blown away by sometimes what seems like just a minor detail that has a major impact. So what sets the company you select apart from others? Number 4, service area. Another thing to consider when selecting a home staging professional is, do they cover your area? Before you get excited about their services, you might want to check what area they work. They may not go outside of their coverage area. Before you reach out, confirm the area they serve. Number 5, turnaround time. Time is critical, especially in the real estate world. So how long will it take to stage your home? This depends on if you will be selling while living in the home, occupied, or will it be vacant. Also, any repairs or painting and of course cleaning that has to be done prior to staging needs to be considered. One of the essential parts of the process is the consultation, which could last from 1 to 2.5 hours or more, depending on how big the house is during your consultation. You and the stager will be viewing parts of the home that you want to be staged and discussing your goals. The home stager will also look at your curb appeal and give you expert advice on how to improve it. Once the walkthrough and consultation are complete, you'll receive a quote and services and a schedule for hands-on staging unless you are a do-it-yourselfer. If the staging company is busy or does it part-time and doesn't have a team, it may take a few weeks to get you on their schedule. So you do want to consider that. A full-service staging company typically runs more than one crew and will not make you wait weeks for installation. Actual on-site staging process should take a few hours, where occupied can take a couple of hours. Most of the work is done prior to installation. A lot of folks don't realize this. So previewing, creating a color palette, selecting all appropriate items for your project, and reserving all of the items for the movers or the team to be set for pickup are all behind the scenes. Finally, loading it up, delivering it for installation, and then strategically placing all items into the house for that model home look to include optimal furniture positioning and traffic flow, access, correct art, height, to-scale rugs, decor, and so important, lighting for a ta-da moment. Now that's on typically vacant. Number 6, you want to check references and reviews. That's one final piece of the vetting process that you should not ignore. Look at online reviews, ask other stagers, ask your real estate agent, assuming they know and understand the power of staging. If you know friends or neighbors who recently used home stagers to help them sell their homes, they can also be a great reference. One highly reputable source is www.houzz.com and Google Business. StagedHomes.com is another source to find ASPs, accredited staging professionals, as well as accredited staging professional masters, ASPMs. So at a glance, when you're comparing, look at training and experience, check out their portfolio, look at the services offered, look at the service area offered. What is their turnaround time? Number 5. And lastly, reviews and references. So I hope you found this helpful. If you'd like a custom quote and or you're ready to be ta-da, give us a call at 281-798-3750.
Great information, Kat. And if you're looking to sell your home and really make profits, you got to take the lessons that Kat's teaching you every week and go ahead and implement them to really increase the price of that house so you can move on to your next dream house. This is Michael Rager, your business guide. We're going to be back with Kristen Gunderson, and we're going to be talking about some bookkeeping secrets. So don't go away.
As a critical aspect of your operations, you need the right technology partner to provide you and your business the peace of mind of having reliable and efficient IT systems. In addition, with cyber threats, ransomware at an all-time high, adequate, continuous, and proactive data protection for your business is an absolute must. Hi, this is Roland Parker with Impress Computer Solutions. We are experts in tailored IT solutions and professional 24/7 IT support services. We proactively monitor, maintain, manage, and protect your IT and data assets. Additionally, we have the know-how and horsepower to do the correct procuring of any and all computer systems or software your company may need. Having the correct IT infrastructure and not being able to operate safely and correctly is very expensive and can eventually destroy growth. So take a decisive step and call me today for a complimentary consultation at 281-647-9977 for your unique IT needs.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your host, Michael Rager, the Business Guide. We're getting ready to go talk to Kristen Gunderson, our bookkeeping expert. She's going to talk a little bit about budgeting and why it's important to budget, not just personally, but for your business. Take it away, Kristen.
Thank you so much for having me on the Biz Talk Show. Again, I'm Kristen Gunderson with Gunderson's Bookkeeping. I am here to get all of your business and tax questions answered. So the question that we had for this week is on budgeting. Like, what is budgeting? How do you budget, and why is it important? So budgeting is basically, it's taking the time to sit down, analyzing your financials and figuring out how to project out what your income is going to be for a period of time, and then what expenses are going to be for that same period of time. And it could be you're doing it by year, by quarter, by month. Like right now, I recommend doing your budgeting for next year. And then I do break it down by per month. For that, I can look to see how I'm doing. Like the budget, like what I had budgeted for the, say last month, I can actually pull up my actual financials and see, am I in line with what I predicted I would do and what I actually did? And then being able to ask those hard questions of, if I thought, payroll was going to be X amount and we didn't make it, like maybe we went over, asking those hard questions of, well, why did we go over on payroll? Or why did we go over on office supplies? Or why didn't we hit our revenue predictions? And being able to ask those questions. And then we might be able to, it might be like, hey, we just overspent, like there was a lot of overtime that we weren't planning on when we did this budget. Or one, I had to order a whole bunch of office supplies I wasn't planning on, but we need them for the new year. Or maybe we didn't talk to enough people to reach our sales goals. But being able to have those hard conversations every single month when you're looking at the budget versus the actual to see how you did. So that is really important. And it's going to take a lot of time and effort, like it takes a lot of attention to detail to be able to do these budgets. But once you have it in place, you'll be able to work with it, and it'll be worth your while to make sure that you've done it, right? So there's a few different types of budgets that we can talk about, or I want you to know about. One is, there's the zero-based budget, like what is it to keep the lights on? Like say COVID happens or something like that, and we want to just be able to, we don't need to make a profit, like we just want to be able to make sure that we can pay our rent, keep the lights on, pay the employees, like how much sales do we have to have in order to cover all of those expenses? That would be a zero-based budget. And sometimes we have to pivot and be able to do that just to be able to keep everyone employed. So that's a really important one. Other budgets would be the static budget. This is where you use last year's actual data by month in, how much income you had and your expenses and your cost of goods sold by line item, and you either add a percentage or you deduct a percentage, and you'll be able to fill in those numbers for the rest of, say, next year. And so that is a static budget, and that's pretty easy to go off of. You can, like, if you see your actual numbers and you want to be able to grow by 30% for next year, like, you can just, take that monthly and add 30%, and then you'll be able to get those. And then you can also kind of figure out, well, your expenses may not be 30% increase if you want your sales to go up 30%. Like, there's certain numbers that are going to stay the same. Your rent's probably going to stay the same, or just maybe a 3 or 5% increase. Your payroll should go up a little bit, but not 30%. Some of those office supplies should stay pretty steady. So that would be working with a static budget, and those are the ones that I use the most. The next one would be a performance-based budget, and it emphasizes your cash flow per unit that you're selling. So if like you want to, maybe you have a goal in your company where you want to sell 100,000 units, you will know, well, this is how much revenue we should be bringing in if we have 100,000 units sold, and here's our overhead. Like, we should be able to come up with a percentage of our overhead for that, however many are sold, and how much the direct labor costs would be. So you can plug in the numbers based off of that, but it's based off of how many units that you actually want to sell of whatever your product or service is. The last one is activity-based budgeting. And this is where you start with your end goal of, hey, I want to have my 30% increase, and then you back into it all of the expenses that it should take into being able to reach that goal. So this one and the static-based budgeting I use a lot together, because I want to be able to use this budget to be able to reach the goals of the company, and then kind of using historical data plus how much it should cost to be able to reach those goals. So I kind of use them intermediately, like intertwined. So now that we talked a little bit about the different types of budgets, and you can kind of figure out which budget you want to use for your own business, like, why is budgeting important? Like, why do we need it? Like, it's going to take a lot of time, dedication to be able to get done, analyzing the numbers, being able to do the strategic thinking. So, like, why is it important to get it done? Like, I know it's important, but why? So there's actually 5 different areas that it could come important for you to have this budget done. The first one is, it's going to ensure that you have the resources available for whatever you want to do. It could be you want to hire a new employee. Like, you need to be able to put that in the budget. Like, say you already have 4 employees, but you need to hire a 5th one. Like, how much is that going to be on a yearly basis, and break it down by month. And if your revenue goals are where they're at, like, will we be able to pay for this new employee? Because we have payroll taxes, we have insurance, we have workers' comp, all those numbers are going to go up. And probably you'd have to put in, well, maybe the person needs a computer, or like maybe that new hire will need a vehicle to be able to drive around. Like, you can put that stuff into the budget to figure out if you're on track for being able to hire that new person or not. Another thing is, I've worked with like fire departments, and they want to hire like apparatus, like fire trucks. Well, a fire truck costs like, I don't know, a few years ago, it cost like $500,000, $300,000 to $500,000 for a fire truck. So if they need to buy like 3 of them in the next 5 years, you can maybe do a budget, not just for next year, but a 5-year out budget to figure out, what your tax dollars are going to be that you're coming in, because that's how the fire departments get paid, or by fundraising, how much fundraising they need to do in order to be able to pay for that new apparatus. So that's another reason why it's important. Like, you can figure out if you can afford what your goals are that you need to do for your company. The third one is it will actually help you set and report on internal goals. So like, that internal goal could be, we really need to hire a new person within the next year. It could be that we need to buy 5 fire trucks over the next 5 years, or we want to buy a company vehicle. Like, whatever those internal goals are, and it could be like, we want to increase our sales by 30% for the next year. Being able to see what those goals are and do the reporting, so that you can see if you're reaching your goals or not. The third one is actually helps you prioritize your goals and what's important in the company. So you need to, whatever your goals are, you need to be able to go back to what your company values are, look to see what the return on investment's going to be if you do whatever you want to do. And it will just help you to prioritize, like, do we really need to hire a new person, or do we really need to hire that or buy that company vehicle? Like, do I need to hire someone first and then I need to buy the vehicle? So it'll help you prioritize, like, which ones can we actually do and afford to do, and what has a higher priority in the business. Like, we really need to hire the person before we buy the vehicle. But don't forget, like, if you hire someone, you might need to have the computer to go with it. So getting those things in the budget. I mean, the budget is something that should be played with, messed with. Like, once you have it, like, you need to be able to adjust it going forward to see, especially if you're not reaching your goals, or maybe your priorities and your goals change, like, you can adjust your budgets going in the future. The fourth reason is because it can lead to financing opportunities. So, but if you're going to be looking at an outside investor, like, it's really important for them to be able to see your budgets and your projections, like your past budgets, your current budget, and your future projections to make sure that, like, they're investing into a company that's stable. And it could be, like, for instance, like, say the company that needs to buy that new company vehicle, or that $500,000 fire truck, like, they need to be able to see, like, they can't afford to buy it outright, but, you know, there's going to be a debt payment that goes with that vehicle or fire truck, and they need to be able to see, like, there's actually money in the budget to be able to pay for this item that you're going to finance with them. So they can actually see, like, yes, this is a good company. They have the money in their budget, and they will be able to afford this vehicle or whatever they're buying, and they can afford the payments to pay it off. So we will go ahead and lend it to them. So that is another reason why it's important to have budgeting done. And the last reason is it provides you with a plan, and in case you need to pivot, like, you may have your original budget going, but, you know, say COVID happens again or something like that, where the economy shuts down, or say you get a new competitor in, or whatever the case is, like, you know, say you're a restaurant and something bad happens with the health department, like, you need to be able to pivot with that and be able to see, like, what does a zero-based budget look like? Like, I had goals of reaching 30% growth with my company, but you know what? We need to stop and reevaluate, and we just need to be able to keep the lights on. Like, what can we cut? Do we need to lay someone off? Like, be able to pivot, and having that budget and that starting budget and being able to reevaluate things within your business, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, we don't want it to happen again, but I mean, we're not guaranteed anything. So those are all, like, that is everything on budgeting that I can talk about during this time. I hope that was helpful to you, and you know why budgeting is so important now. And if you have any questions on anything that I talked about today, go ahead and reach out to me. It is as simple as texting the word HELP to 855-798-3350, and basically it will text you back with schedule an appointment with Kristen. Or you can reach out to us on social media. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at Gunderson's Bookkeeping. So again, thank you for having me on the Biz Talk Show today.
Hey, thanks, Kristen. That was some great information. That's just what we need to hear. Planning and budgeting is really what's going to help a business owner and just any family just make it to the next level. That's some great information. So we're going to be right back. I'm your business guide, Michael Rager, here on NowMedia TV, and we're going to kind of close this up, and we're going to talk a little bit more about finding that right talent for you and your business.
I was recently asked what it means to be a family lawyer. What is family law? Family law is not just about divorce or custody or child support. Family law is about your life. As a family lawyer, I protect your children, your wealth, your future. I don't do this alone. As your attorney, we work as a team to determine your goals and priorities and provide a strategy in an often complex, painful, and confusing time. Whether it's asset protection through pre- or post-marital agreements, or fighting to protect your children, I'm here to help. My team and I bring decades of combined experience to support you and your family in all aspects of family and wealth planning, from estate and legacy planning, to divorce and child custody issues, to representation in complex litigation cases. Take a decisive step. We're here when you're ready. Remember, it's about your life.
Proteja su salud y la de su familia con la cobertura adecuada. Si ustedes, como el resto de nosotros que sabemos que la causa número 1 de bancarrota en el país son costos médicos inesperados debido a una mala cobertura, entonces les recomiendo que escuche con atención. Un copago del 20% de sus gastos médicos originados por una enfermedad como cáncer o un accidente podría eliminar en días los ahorros por los que trabajó toda su vida, sin mencionar la necesidad de tener acceso a los mejores médicos y hospitales tras el tratado en eventos inesperados. Como dueño de una empresa, usted trabaja más duro que los demás y usted es el mayor riesgo. Por eso, cuando se trata de elegir un seguro de salud, es importante obtener la cobertura adecuada para usted y su familia con Clark Health Insurance. Nuestra misión es ayudar a los propietarios de pequeñas empresas, familias y contratistas independientes a elegir el plan de seguro de salud adecuado al costo correcto. Nosotros simplificamos el proceso y respondemos a todas sus preguntas sobre sus opciones de seguro médico y comparamos las políticas y los precios, obteniendo la mejor opción posible para usted. Además, podemos ofrecerle planes de visión y dentales suplementarios que podrían ahorrarle mucho dinero. En cada paso, Clark Health Insurance está dedicado a usted y su familia, enfocándonos en sus necesidades y guiándolo hacia las soluciones correctas. Juntos encontraremos una manera de maximizar su cobertura y minimizar los gastos de su bolsillo. Somos Clark Health Insurance. Proteja su salud y comience a ahorrar dinero en su seguro hoy.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV here on NowMedia TV. Gosh, I'm going to get that right one time, I'm sure. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide, and I got my good friend Roland Parker from Impress Computers in the house. Roland, how are you today?
Hey, Michael, great to be back, and we're looking forward to Christmas.
Oh, yeah, we are. But man, I'm telling you, there's been some important tech news in the news, I guess, recently. You know, we had Impress, you know, they had this big breach, or LastPass had this big breach. What happened there, and how does it affect the small business owner?
So, you know, LastPass has millions of people that are using them, and they had a breach back in August, then they had another breach. Somebody got into their system, so now it's like, well, how does that affect you as a business owner? Well, it's very important when something like this happens, where all of your passwords are in one place, to look at, okay, what could have been compromised? They're saying that your password themselves should still be secure because of the way that it's set up. But it's very important to make sure that you go through and say, okay, let's by default make sure that we've got a two-factor authentication on everything that we do. So even though your password is changed, you change your password, change your authentication, go ahead and make sure that you have like a biometric fingerprint or your eye or something like that that's going to add that extra layer of security. So you're not just relying on a password that could get compromised.
Yeah, I know business owners are lazy, because I know I'm one of them, because I was thinking about it today. I was trying to get in an app today. I had a car accident a while ago, and I had to get in and check on what's going on. And I couldn't remember the password, and thank God there was a fingerprint thing on there. You know, how safe, and how, you know, you as an expert on this, how safe is that biometric versus just, you know, putting in a bunch of random numbers and letters?
Well, it's certainly a lot more secure than just a regular password, especially if people put in passwords like password 1, and you'd be surprised at how many people are still doing that. So what should happen is that you should still have a password that you can reset, and then to be authenticated with a biometric password or two-factor authentication that goes to your cell phone. Now, even that has been shown that it could still be compromised if you click on a link within your text. So say, for example, if the bad guys get your information, they've got your address, they've got your cell phone number, they've got your email address. What they're going to do is that they're going to send you a text to your cell phone, you click on the link, and now you've exposed a breach where they can monitor that two-factor authentication. But it's that much more difficult if you add the biometrics to it, because unless they're going to come and cut off your thumb, it's a little bit more secure.
So it's not a James Bond movie, right? You know, we're going to go do one of those. So we're coming in, we're coming in the Christmas season here, and, we keep hearing about these password protections. What are some things that we need to be worried about, coming into this time of the year, end of the year, that, where these bad guys may be ramping up their game a little bit?
So a lot of people are going to be shipping from the online box stores and things like that. They're going to be getting emails and text messages or pop-ups on their computer, and they respond instantly because they think, oh, I'm getting a package from UPS, I'm getting something from Amazon, and they respond to that without thinking about it because they're expecting that package. And that's what the bad guys count on. They count on the fact that you're going to have that knee-jerk reaction. Yes, I am expecting a package, or no, I didn't order that, and they respond to that text. It's so important. Don't respond to the email. Don't respond to the text. Don't respond to the pop-up. If you want to make sure, log on to your account and then double check. If it says it's coming from UPS, go to UPS and put in the tracking number. Don't click on links that say they're going to take you there, because you don't know what that link is going to be doing. And remember, it's so important. Whatever you log on to, have your two-factor authentication, especially financial transactions or anything like that. But even like your Amazon account, if somebody logs onto that, then they could be ordering on your behalf and shipping it anyway. So do your two-factor authentication. Don't click on links. Don't click on attachments. And sometimes you can even go old school. Make complicated passwords, but write them down in a book, in your notebook that you carry around with you, because guess what? It's very difficult for the guys to hack into your notebook.
Yeah, I know. I want the guy to go hack into my account and do my Christmas shopping for me.
And then ship out all your presents.
Yeah, ship it wherever, because I haven't even done any yet. It's like, what are we, 10 days out? I think I got one thing for my son right now. But, I've seen it. I was out the other day and I got a text and it said my package, and I've not ordered any packages. So I know, do we just delete that thing? Do we block it? What do you recommend we do?
Block the number, delete it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't respond to it. Because sometimes people say, well, Amazon are shipping this package and we're charging your account $500. And you, well, wait a minute, I want to dispute this transaction, and it gives you a link to dispute it. And then you click on it, and guess what? You've just compromised your whole system.
You just gave them $500, right? So if we're going to give, let's get something happy, about this, and let's go off into the new year on some good tech news. What's something good we should be looking at, as business owners that can really help us, thrive and profit going into the next year with technology?
So the good thing is that we're actually seeing prices being very competitive at the moment on video cards and processors and things like that. So if you're wanting to upgrade your system, you want to improve your performance, now's a really good time to do it. And the new 12th and 13th generation processors that they've brought out are so amazingly quick compared to just a few years ago, the 7th and 8th generation. So if you want to improve your employees' productivity, improve your performance, add 2 or 3 monitors, add a faster processor. There's so much more you can do once you get away from just using one screen. I know I've gone to 6 monitors now, and I still sometimes run out of screen.
Dude, how can you do that? Got ADD like crazy. I have a hard enough. You can see my computer over here. I have a hard enough time managing one screen with like 20 tabs. I accidentally closed my browser the other day where I had like 30 tabs open and stuff, and I couldn't remember how to get it back, dude. How do you do 6 screens?
So the thing is that you just have different things on each screen that you're monitoring. and you might have a couple of tabs and different things that you're running on each screen, but the main thing is right there. So instead of having to go back to this screen or back to that screen, you just have them up on your screen, and then you just say, okay, you're just moving your mouse across the screens. So we found that we had a title company. Everybody used to have one screen.
Mm-hmm.
They cut down the time that each employee had to spend on documentation by going to 2 screens, and then improved productivity by 30% when they went to 3 screens, because they had to have 3 different sets of documents up. And if they did it on the 3 screens, they could do all the things without having to alt-tab between and bring your other screen back. So now you can actually get at least 30% increase in productivity by having 3 screens versus 1.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, that's some things, we were talking about before we started, the types of business I work with and stuff like that. Those are the kind of things that I want to be able to go into, because I work with a lot of white collar businesses, lawyers, CPA firms, consultants and stuff like that. It's a great thing to know that we can bring you in and say, hey, talk to my friend Roland and let's get more
if you're an
productive.
accountant and you've got your bank recon up in one, and you've got a spreadsheet over there, and you're having a look at things and you're verifying transactions, you've got a couple of screens, you can see them all at the same time and move between them. Perfect way to increase your productivity.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's some great stuff, Roland, man. I appreciate it. It's always great when you come in studio. I love doing the live things, and it's fun. Every time you come in here, we have a good time. So I hope you and your family have yourself a happy holiday and Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you here probably right after the end of the year.
Sounds good. Thanks, Michael.
All right.
Have a happy Christmas.
All right. This is Michael Rager, your business guide. We'll be back with NowMedia TV and Biz Talk TV right after this.
You probably already know that first impressions are never forgotten. However, did you also know the way you feel about yourself contributes to your quality of life and the opinions of others? Hi, my name is Kristen Gunderson. My mission is to help people by flipping the switch inside their body, which in turn will help them to feel better and do more. In fact, once you feel your best, you will be able to pour into others, keep your cup full, and reach every goal you have set up for yourself, whether it's personal, family, or business related. The way you feel will dictate the way you think and the way you live your life. Feeling your best is necessary to achieve your goals. You deserve to put yourself first. Let me help you flip the switch so you can feel better and do more. Let's talk. I know I can help.
Hi, my name is Elias Basabe, founder of Little Maria's Cafe restaurant in West Houston, located in 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Here you will find a family-friendly and relaxed environment where you can enjoy a delicious homemade breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We know you need to get to work fast, and we want you to enjoy a tasty, quality, and healthy homemade food. So come and visit us for a great nutritious meal at an affordable price. We specialize in tasty breakfasts, deli sandwiches, fish, even barbecue cookouts. Little Maria's Cafe has it all. We only use the great quality of Boar's Head meats and products. Just like you, we love to get you up early. Little Maria's Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can dine in with us during breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or we can have it ready for you for pickup. Visit us today on the first floor of the CMPC Center at 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Order now at 832-667-8376, Little Maria's Cafe.
Hey, welcome back. This is your business guide, Michael Rager, and I want to thank you for coming on back and listening to me here. So we're going to talk a little bit. We talked at the beginning of the show, we talked about finding the right talent for your business. Now, how do you really go do it? As a business coach, I work with my clients all the time to help them find the best person or persons to help them grow their business. And it's really not as hard as you think. There are a lot of people out there looking. Talent is there. And what do we have to do? Well, what we've been told is we've been told by the people that are trying to sell us their products and services, we need to go the way that they're going to do it. You know, we hear the recruiters, we hear this, and yes, we can go find business that way. It just depends where you are in the level of your business and how much money you can spend and how much time you can actually afford to go out there and shop, quote unquote, shop for new talent. That's the things that we need to be able to do. So one of the things that I like to tell my clients is, as I mentioned in the opening, is look for somebody that's already working somewhere that's really frustrated with where they're at. All right, we want to go find somebody that doesn't feel valued, that's undervalued, that really would love to have an opportunity to exceed and excel at a new place. We can go bring them on and show them what a great place we have to work, and we can go ahead and we can train them and, you know, build them up and kind of move that way. You know, one of the other things we want to look for in talent is, you know, being here in Houston, Texas, if we've got a B2B business, you know, this isn't as important as we have a B2C, a business to consumer business. Because right now the Hispanic population here in Texas is growing, you know, at record rates. You know, people are immigrating here and they're coming here, they're making money and they're doing stuff. You know, does somebody that we're going to go look for, are they bilingual? Is that important? You know, we're seeing it all over the place. I've got a client of mine, she's up in Wisconsin. She teaches business owners how to be, you know, bilingual in business Spanish in, you know, 60 days or less. You know, it's something that you can go out there and you can find something to do, and you can actually find a way to go, you know, make it better. Some of the other things that we need to do is look at our hiring practices. Nobody wants to read 10,000 resumes. That's what we're going to get. There's ways that you can put together business employee tracking programs to go find people to come in. One of the things that I teach is called the four-hour hiring system. And we don't spend a lot of time looking for resumes. What we're doing is we're looking for people to go ahead and deselect themselves along the way of what we're trying to do, so we can make sure we're bringing the right person on to actually fit what we'd like to happen in our business, you know, to really help us get to that next level and move along. The other thing that I mentioned during the introduction was interns, and how do we find interns, and why do we want to find interns? You know, interns, they can really help us as a small business owner as we're moving along, especially if we're looking to do, you know, find somebody to do some bookkeeping, marketing, stuff like that. We hear about virtual assistants all the time, and we can do that. We can do a lot of VA work. We can get people from outside of the country to come in, pay them a relatively low rate to do some business for us. Also, we can go find interns, and these are college students that need college credits, that they can earn those college credits through the experiences that they get by working for you. So you can actually go out and you can actually help them, you know, not only move along in their career, but they can help you in your business. Here's the other thing that's great about them. If you train them up and you do a good job, when you're ready to hire full time, you've got somebody that you spend a lot of time and effort with that's really ready to be an integral part of your business and help you, your business owner, grow. So these are some of the things that I really look forward, and I help my business owners that I'm working with go out and find businesses. But like we said a couple weeks ago, if you remember, make sure we heard about that quiet quitting. You have to have a place where people want to come and work. That's going to be the most important thing. Have a place that people are proud of, that want to come and work for you, because there's going to be feeling great, they're going to love what they're doing, and they're going to make a great impact on the community. So I really want to go ahead and thank my guests today. We had some good ones. We had Keith Cawthorell coming in today, you know, talking about divorce and taxes. I know that's a you know, it's a touchy subject, and we got to be able to go through it. You know, Jennifer Drago talking about how to be CEO of your business and actually taking on a full-fledged leadership role to actually move your business along in the way we need to go. You know, Kat Giolino's talking about staging your home for success and, you know, not doing what normal people do, taking it to the next level so you can go ahead and you can profit from everything that you're doing in selling your house. And then lastly, you know, Kristen Gunderson talking about the importance of budgeting. Budgeting is something that nobody wants to do. It's kind of like getting on a diet. Nobody wants to do that. But it's very important about having a healthy business that has healthy cash flow, and we know what's going on. So I want to thank you guys so much. This is your business guide, Michael Rager, on Biz Talk TV. I hope you guys tune in and see us next week. We'll see you soon.
This has been a NowMedia Television feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Everybody deserves health care, home,
education, justice, respect, dignity, equality, life. It's time to be part of the change. Become a hero. Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world, you are watching NowMedia Television.